The Longest Marge is the 11th episode of the 33rd season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Matthew Nastuk, and I didn't like it. I don't have that many thoughts about it. I just found it to be really boring, a badly constructed narrative, not one that I cared for at all. Marge starts to care for and kind of life coach this football player, and then Mr. Burns is in on it, and it's just so dull. And the football player was so boring as a character. I actually thought that he's one of the worst written characters ever. Grayson Mathers. Very boring, very unlikable. I hated every time he was on the screen because I just found him to be so irritating and I couldn't stand him, and he's kind of integral to the narrative, so that meant I found it pretty difficult to watch. The thing I did like about it were scenes between Marge and Mr. Burns, because it's not a pairing we get that often, and I quite liked that aspect of it. Credit where it's due. I think it did that relatively well. It's also very well animated, particularly the birthday scene. I just think the colour palette is absolutely stunning. Visually, it's really beautiful. Again, trying to give the episode credit where it's due, because I otherwise hated it. I really didn't like it. I absolutely would skip this episode if I was watching season 33 again. Thankfully, the rest of season 33 up until this point has actually been pretty good. That's not true. There was a two-parter that I hated. But generally, it's been an okay season. But The Longest Marge is not part of that. It really isn't very good. The characters, or the new characters, are not very good. And the story is really boring. Definitely one I'll be skipping when I'm watching season 33 again.